3. Good evening, everyone. Scott Hornick here again with another fun recipe that we're going to do this evening. Very excited to share with you a couple of my favorite tools and some great alternates to using pasta. And as I've told a lot of you before, my favorite thing to do is to use zucchini, squash, onions, peppers. Today I'm going to do it without onions, but I like to use this little tool called a mandolin here. And this is awesome. It's really inexpensive. $20 to $30 at the store. I got mine at the Chinese market. But you'll notice it has a blade right here, and then you can insert blades into here. And this one is a blade for making a julienne cut, which I'm going to use to make noodles. So real quickly, first things first, we always want to cook things that need the most time first, and that is actually going to be my chicken. But because I don't want to use the same thing on the cutting board with my vegetables, and I have some vegetables I want to use in the salad, I'm going to really quickly hammer out my vegetables. But I'm not going to start cooking them until after I do the chicken. So, real quickly with the peppers, as always, going to run it down the outside where that rib is. Okay, I'm going to just take it down the edge here. Now, obviously you can use any kind of pepper. I use red because they were on sale, but you can enjoy using any kind of pepper that you want. And the rib is just a little bit bitter, so always do it without that. And of course, using a sharp knife is very important, so sharpen my knife before I got going today. But I'm going to do nice long strips that are going to mimic the noodles that I'm going to be making with the mandolin here. I don't like to cut peppers on the mandolin. I've found they just don't turn out very well. But you could use carrots with this. You can do all kinds of things. And the carrots, you can buy pre-sliced, so you can use that as well. These noodles could be used in an Asian dish, so we could do them as lo mein. Today I'm going to do them as an Italian dish because that was just my mood. And then also going to use that broccolini as another element that's just going to be really tasty and healthy. And of course, as always at dinner, we talk about this a lot, but when I'm trying to lean up, as I am right now coming into riding season, at dinner I'm going to go no carbs. I do plenty of carbs throughout the day, timed appropriately with my protein, and at dinner I'm going to get some carbs from the vegetables and some other elements, so I'm not really worried about it. But anyway, so just taking care of our noodles here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the zucchini, and just so you know too, I already pre-washed all the vegetables, so they're all good to go. I'm going to cut off the ends of my zucchini and squash. And then I'm going to put my mandolin to work. So there's also this little device here that keeps my hands protected as things go. I start off without it just because it's easier to hold this, and at the end I'll use that. But if you see, get right under there, I'm going to be creating these nice long strips, and when I take these out, you'll see they just turn beautifully into noodles. It's like magic. So just going to keep doing that, putting even pressure on these all the way down. And again, when I get lower, I'm going to watch my hands because I don't want to lose any fingers. That would not be fun. The cool thing is this is so easy. I mean, you'd have a hard time messing this up. So come on. All right. So I got that, and I'm going to take my squash. See those noodles? Just awesome, easy, healthy, gluten-free, carb-free. I mean, you can't mess it up. Oh wow, looks like I lost a part there. No big deal. Must not need it. Alright, excellent, noodles are done. Now these, when we do cook them, are going to cook unbelievably fast. So at the very end, it's going to be one of the last things we do. There's definitely going to be no rush on these. We're going to cook them in chicken stock, as a lot of you know that is my favorite cooking tool. Not going to use water, I just want to flavor them a little bit more. But bam, those are all good to go. Going to cut up my tomatoes, which are going to be all nice and ready for my salad. And I'm going to make them in rings just because I think it looks pretty. So, you know, with all this, you know, a lot of what we're showing you, just take it and make it your own. You might not like tomatoes, do something else, just make it fun. I'm always looking to add color, make things delicious and healthy, and really avoid using a lot of the fats, as you'll see in a lot of the cooking techniques tonight. I'm gonna do a lot of elements that lower my fat intake. All right, so done here with everything I need to prep up vegetable-wise. I do have, of course, my broccolini here, but that's all gonna cook at the end, so no big deal. And time for the chicken. Now, I'm making chicken fingers for the kids, and then we're gonna do a little bit of like a chicken parmesan for ourselves. So, what I'm going to do first is make my breading, and I'm going to do a gluten-free breading, and I'm going to use quinoa, which I bought in bulk, and then I'm also going to use some garlic, some basil, some parsley, some salt and some pepper, and roughly, here's a third of a cup. So use about a third of a cup of quinoa. So putting that into my coffee grinder, and coffee grinders are good because we can kind of, you know, make this into whatever we want. Now I'm going to do probably what is about 2 tablespoons or so-ish of garlic. I know some of you like it exact, but it's just not how I roll. I just do it till it feels right. All right, here that's a little bit of basil, and you could use anything you have lying around. You know, it's no big deal. It's not about being perfect. It's just about having fun. So a little parsley, and then I'm going to use some salt, a little sea salt, and a little pepper. All right, so put our cap on here, and boom, breading is being made as we speak. So you can use a lot of different things, as you've seen before. I've used lentils to this. You could use black beans when doing a Southwest play. But you can really use anything you want. And again, for me, going gluten-free, I'm going to be using quinoa because I love quinoa. Quinoa is a super grain, really high in protein, as grains go. And just, I really like the flavor. Again, the nuttiness that this is going to create is going to be awesome. So, there is my breading. I'm going to have a couple plates here. One is going to be for my breading, and the other one is going to be for my egg whites for my egg wash. So put that back there for now. All right, chicken time. Now, obviously 2 different styles of chicken here. For the kids, chicken tenders, and for Monica and I, we're going to do more of a big fillet, chicken parmesan wise. So, and the thickness in which we cut this will determine how long it takes to cook. So I'm going to go for thin and fast on both. And so I'm going to cut off real quick the fat, no big deal. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chicken breast and I'm going to butterfly it. So it will be half the thickness and it'll cook super fast. So there's one. And make one for Monica and myself. I'll probably eat like 1.5. She'll probably eat, you know, about half or so. Obviously, we don't need quite the same amount of nutrition. I need a little bit more than she does because I'm just huge. I know you all know that. All right. So I do hope that you know, you'll take the time to not just watch this video, but you know, share it. Use it. I look forward to cooking with people in their kitchen and having you share with me pictures. I know a lot of you have seen the pictures and recipes that I do, and I'm looking forward to seeing your pictures and your recipes as you take a lot of these things and make them your own, or sharing with us all the other fun things that you're creating. Now, with this one here, I'm going to now make some kids' chicken tenders, and they're going to be nice and thin, so they're going to cook really quickly. And I'm going to cut this in half, and then make a couple little strips. Be real easy to bread. So my kids love chicken tenders, and you know, we're always tired of getting all that processed junk out there, and I know they really enjoy it, but it's not healthy. And if you're not going to put it in your own body, why would you put it in their body? So for us, we choose to do it ourselves, and that's how we're going to do it here with the chicken tenders. Real easy. Just don't tell them it's healthy, you know, because they don't have to know. just keep it a secret. All right. So now this this breading concept can be used on pork. It can be used different ways. You know, there's a lot of things that you could bread, and obviously, even though it's not bread we're using, the concept and technique of using egg whites, which is what we're going to use, which we already got the pure egg whites right there. It's just going to make it really easy for us to make this fast and efficient. Of course, you could take and shell your eggs and, you know, pull out the yolk and separate it, and that's no problem if you'd like to do that. But for me, I'm all about time and efficiency. So a lot of what I do is, you know, try to make life simple. I mean, could I make marinara? Sure. But you know what? Just got done working at the club all day, helping out all kinds of people, losing weight, getting in shape, having fun. And you know what? When I come home, I just want to make it fast, easy, healthy, delicious, and, you know, minimize the cleanup as much as possible. A lot of you have cooked with me, so you know it's not always easy for me. Okay, so our chicken's done. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. We're going to pause it, and I'll be right back in a second. Is this still going?
Ready.
All right, awesome. So, back real quickly, I washed my hands, cleaned up a little. So, what I'm going to use next as part of our breading, and again, this is the binder that's going to keep it all together, is some all-liquid egg whites. So, real easy. I use egg whites all the time. Matter of fact, we'll do a fun little recipe that we played with the other day with Formula One pancakes. It was an awesome way of having healthy pancakes. But I'm going to just put a bunch of egg whites on there because we have quite a bit of chicken we're going to be doing. And I'm going to first put all the chicken over here. Just get it all in there. And then I'm going to put the chicken into my breading over here. So again, this is one of those things that have fun with the flavors on the breading. Make it relative to what you like. Maybe you don't like garlic. Maybe you like something else. You could do cayenne. You could spice it up. My kids don't like it too spicy, so I'm just keeping it, you know, keeping it simple. Garlic. I mean, everyone loves garlic. And salt, pepper, real straightforward. Got the quinoa. And then the other thing, when I hit this in the pan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of this Pam olive oil spray. You could use really any kind of spray you want, you know, but it really minimizes calorie intake and gives me that little bit of coating that I'm looking for to make it real easy. So, wash my hands again. All right, so a little Pam. Boom. Done deal. And now, get some of this chicken going. Real simple. Real easy. And these non-stick pans are so great nowadays. I mean, you don't have to use very much to be able to make it all work for you. Ooh. There's something popping. These all coated nicely. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cook them in the pan mainly. If they're not totally finished, we'll then finish them in a 350 degree oven. Obviously we want to cook it all the way. I'm not going to serve medium rare chicken. Salmonella is something we don't do at our house. Whatever your style though, hey, you know what? Maybe it's a cleanse for you. I'm not really sure. But boom, real easy. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, of course, is I'm going to do our chicken parmesan element for Monica and I, which is going to be, of course, the whole fillets there. Just putting as many of these as I can in there. Now you could do even breaded shrimp in this manner. I mean, there's all sorts of fun things you can do, so really get creative. Eggplant. Of course, we could totally do eggplant. We could make a vegetarian dish with this. So, cook the rest of this later. Okay, so now we're going to do our chicken fillets. And so, again, very simply, dredging it. Boom. Done deal. And I'm going to have my beautiful assistant, Monica, spray that skillet for us. There, the griddle, with the spray so I don't have to wash my hands again. Everyone should have a beautiful assistant. I'm just recommending it. Good idea. Keeps you happy. All right, that's great. Because you just don't want to eat alone. All right, boom. Get that chicken going on there. Got 2 more fillets here. And we are cooking. Okay, so now that the chicken is going to be working, the rest of this is going to be really fast when we finish it all up. So I'm just going to take a moment to let all this cook. At the very end, we're going to bring it all together. I'll show you how quickly this dish comes together. It's going to be pretty simple. At the end, we're going to wait till the very end. We're going to pull out those chicken fingers when they're done. We'll use that same pan to minimize the amount of pans. And we're going to cook our vegetables in there. And they don't need long to cook. Most people murder vegetables. Vegetables are meant to be crunchy and delicious and not cooked to death. I mean, they're already dead. Like, let's not kill them again. Not necessary. So, anyway, I will be back with you momentarily to show you how we finish this whole thing off.